Well, taking a look at Microsoft, taking a look at the shares there, bouncing back after a difficult stretch at the end of August compared to its big tech counterparts. And analysts at Citi are betting that the turnaround will continue in the months to come. Yahoo Finance's Jared Blikre has those details for us. Hey, Jared.
Hi, Rochelle. Well, let's take a look at all the green here. This is how much each of these stocks in the NASDAQ 100 is up from their 52-week lows. A little bit different than the year-to-date look that looks pretty similar to this. Microsoft up 55.8%. As you can see, they're kind of middle, or maybe actually at the lower end of the pack. NVIDIA up a whopping 316%. And you mentioned the decline that we saw in August. This is how much each of these stocks is off from their 52-week highs. And you can see Microsoft is in the midst of a drawdown of about 9%. Apple down there 11%, Tesla 13%. And let's just take a look at the chart, and then we'll get into some of that analysis, see what Citi has to say. Here is a year-to-date chart, and you can see here is that dip. I've been talking a lot about Apple recently and how Apple dipped. Well, they dipped quite a bit more, and it's a different story for them. Microsoft, you could call this, I would say, a healthy correction. And by the way, that is a record high there. So important to take that into consideration. Also want to leave you with the impression that these guys are actually generating a lot of cash. Here's how much big tech revenue is generating per hour. Amazon, $62 million every hour. There's Microsoft, $26 million. I would say now middle of the pack because Apple's right there with 37.9. Samsung over in Korea down, that is producing $21 million of revenue every single hour. And when it comes to valuation, Microsoft is also kind of in the middle of the pack. And let's see here how they compare to some of their big tech peers. Amazon, that has a really high multiple. In this group, it's the highest at 55.8, then followed by Tesla, NVIDIA 45, and there's Microsoft 28.8, very similar to Apple, but two quite different companies here. And I would say Microsoft more levered to the AI trade than Apple is. So finally, without further ado, here's that Citi analysis. They're saying, while still early, we believe shares could trade well into the fiscal first quarter earnings with a stabilizing PC market, better Azure inputs, that's their cloud offering, and a revenue acceleration trend. They're also seeing artificial intelligence. We've seen the tailwinds that has provided this year. Microsoft has their Copilot offering. They have yet to integrate that fully into all of their suites and deploy that to all of their customers. So that's on the shelf, or that's down the pike, coming down the pike as well. They did some August checks, some customer channel checks. This is Citi. They did that in August, and they found a generally positive reception for these new products. Team is also encouraged by Microsoft Dynamics. Now listen here, this is an enterprise accounting and sales suite which, quote, may continue to emerge as a potential third leg to the Microsoft growth story, with accelerating growth driven by consolidation plus AI tailwinds. So when you put it all together, these guys are all in different, we put these guys in the same bucket, but they all have quite different stories here. Nevertheless, what they share is the cash generation. They're all sitting on huge cash piles as well. Maybe not Tesla so much, but mergers and acquisitions, that's always in the that's always in the picture. And you take a look at the year-to-date performance, which I will leave you with. Difficult to argue with the bull story that has emerged for Microsoft and a lot of these other guys. Here's the year-to-date, and I'm going to switch that. There you go, up 38.6%. Rochelle?
Insane. I mean, look at NVIDIA there, up over 208% there year to date. Insane.
Something else.
Thank you for breaking all of that down for us. I'm telling you. A big thank you there, our very own Jared Blikre there.